Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Very Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan ZR, and I'm joined here by my co host and only my co host, Harry.
Hey,
So, we decided to do, or I decided to do this live because I wanted to direct a little more traffic to the Very Podcast channel, which you can find at the very top of the description if you'd like to, go over there. But, anyways, we have a couple of topics here. I'm going to let Harry go first because, well, he's got a big day tomorrow.
that's right. I'm doing my second attempt at passing my driving test. Um, a few of those mistakes were that I hit a curb when parking to the side and hitting a curb going over, reversing around a corner, and poor observation from the left, and just like moving off when I'm looking around.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful.
Like indicating and mirrors, that was all good. It was just the observation, and I look at my results, and it's like if you make like same mistake 4 times, then it's a fail.
Right.
Otherwise, if it's a serious fault, like indicating, then you're gone.
Dude, if you had your driver's test over here, you would have just passed. It
Mm.
would have just. I mean, dude, the Arizona
Uh,
drivers are awful.
I think, and also I was looking through car dealers today, and for fuck's sake, because like the Volkswagen Golf or Polo are the cheapest, but they're also good for beginner drivers.
Right.
Almost like 75 or 80% of the cars they had were automatic. And like that's not what I want. I mean, like if I was, let's say I was the only son, right? Then it wouldn't matter. But because I have two brothers, they need to learn to drive a manual. And once we've all learned to drive a manual, we're covered we can drive whatever kind of car, whatever transmission.
Yeah, because I know you're a big manual guy.
Mm. Yeah, and again, I'm getting kind of sick of people making out manual cars to be harder than they actually are. But I'm telling you, it comes second nature to you once you know how to do it. Uh, but yeah, I had to like. One thing I wasn't expecting was that they add new signs, road signs, almost every year. Cause like there were some ones that I've never seen before, but it didn't matter if I got them wrong. Well, okay, I shouldn't be saying that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you got them wrong. It does matter. Um, and also the first time, I wasn't able to get the bonnet open. um, because I didn't put my hands in far enough, and like I didn't like grab the actual part to lift it open. But now I know, and it should be no problem.
Right. Yeah. Be like Tony Stark. Learn from your mistakes.
And my driving instructor asked me to meet up at the test center that I'm going to just for one warm up before going for a proper driving test at the center that I'm commuting at. So that should be
Right.
also good. So like it's almost less likely I can make any mistakes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, man. I wish you the absolute best on that driver's test tomorrow.
Mm, yeah.
Cause
What do you
it's.
make of motorcycles on your side?
What do you mean, like?
Like what do you think of motorcycles or
Oh,
motorbikes compared to cars?
I mean, I like them.
Hmm.
I haven't really ridden one. I mean, well, I sort of have, but also haven't.
Hmm.
I mean, I haven't driven one myself, but being on a ride with one is pretty cool. I think my dad had one at one point. I can't remember though.
Yeah. My parents never want me to drive one.
My mom was terrified of me having one.
Hmm. Because my mom's first boyfriend died in a motorbike accident.
Ooh, yikes!
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the biggest reason why. So you know what? Like that's fair because like imagine if it happened to one of their sons. You know.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, I guess I could do it when I go. No, I won't. I won't. I won't. Well, um,
Jesus.
I mean, I know for a fact that the insurance is less. Well, still, like, you're still more likely to, you know, be in a serious accident rather than a car.
Right. I mean, well, but see, the thing is with bikes, though, if you were to get into an accident, depending on how it goes, I mean, your whole body's exposed rather than in a
Yeah.
car. Because, I mean, like a car, you'll be tossed around and whatever, but at least the walls of the car will kind of sort of break that for you.
Mm.
Like being on a motorcycle, if you were to get smashed between two different vehicles, you're just done. Because
Oh yeah.
I mean, your legs are even the most vulnerable because they're literally on the sides of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So like those, you could become like Joe from Family Guy real quick.
Hmm. Uh, I'm sorry, I've tried asking this before, but is there a thing called a theory cast or like a cast, like a written cast you do before you can start driving?
I mean, if there is, I don't know about it. I took myself was online,
Ooh.
like, but it was
Yeah.
it was in a secure window, so you couldn't like cheat or anything.
Oh, so there is a thing called Gary Cast in your. Okay. Well, over here it's called Gary Cast. I don't know what they call it over there. Well,
They just, I mean, I know what
okay.
you're talking about.
It goes. Alright, over here, you have to go to a driving theory test center, and assuming that you've revised all questions, you'll be asked to come in 10 minutes, or at least so they can prepare shit for you, and they check you have your phone. You go have your phone on you, or like writing on your piece of paper, all that stuff. And then once they check, they then put you into a room with computers with other people doing a theory test, and you answer 40 multiple choice questions. And if you get 35 right, you have to have 35 right, or more, then you've passed.
Hmm.
Uh, and I got exactly the amount right to pass. Um,
Jeez.
yeah, so there are questions like, what do you do at this junction? What do you do, uh, when you come when you come off a small road onto a big road? Like, do you like drive like a lunatic onto it, or do you wait for cars to pass by?
Yeah.
The ones I didn't do well at the most were questions involving mentality while driving. So kind of like, what do you do when you're tired, or
You pull over.
yeah, yeah,
Or in my case, going to Vegas, I was just coming off of work and I already been awake for over 10 hours. And
mm,
the person I went with was in the beginning, they said, well, if you need to pull over or whatever, and or no, if you need me to take the wheel for you so you can get some rest, I will. And then I look over a while later and they're just zonked. They're fucking asleep.
yeah.
So yeah, I that day I was probably up for shit, man. It had to have been more than 24. Like probably I think I counted like 25, 26 hours being awake.
Mm,
I was dead.
yeah. Nice words, Chase in the chat, by the way.
I don't even think he's here anymore. I don't think anybody is. I
Mm,
think it's just us watching
yeah.
it.
Mm. So,
Damn.
yeah, if I spent, I spent 10 more minutes, like, even though I finished it, I spent 10 more minutes looking around at the questions, and, so I passed, and then I was able to drive. I did my 12 lessons, and then I was banned from driving for 2 years because of my epilepsy, and
Right, yeah.
that was it.
I remember that.
And then, here I am, second attempt at driving test.
I thought it was the third.
No, no, second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But now that I'm driving, my mum's pushing my two brothers to drive.
I mean, I can understand that.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, Daniel is right at the age, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the age to do it scary, and he's turning 17, and that's the age you're allowed to drive.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Over
at, yeah,
here, over here at 16, you can get your license at
uh,
16.
over here, you're able to do your theory test at age 16, and then it's valid for a year, so like when you're 17, you can then get your learner permit to then officially drive.
Oh well,
And then,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's what I meant, like the permit first, and then like drive for what 6 months, get the practice in, then take your actual driver's test so that you can get your license.
yeah. Over here, it's, alright, so when you're a learner driver, you show an L plate on both the front and back mirror, um, learner, basically, and
Yeah.
then if you pass the test, you then put the NN plate on the front and back, or novice driver, and you hold those N plates up for 2 years, and then once you've done well with your test, or sorry, with your 2 years of driving as a novice driver, then you have a full license.
Right.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh man, driving is a very um important thing to know how to do.
mm,
Especially like if you come over here to the States. I mean, okay, from where I originally came from, like people, I mean, you'll have bad drivers everywhere, but like they
yeah,
get worse the more west you go here.
mm,
But oh man, I mean, like, oh, I have many stories. Like even like when I had to take my sister to school on bike. I mean, the school's not far from here, but oh god, whenever we would be coming out of that parking lot, people in their cars just did not look back, like sideways. They didn't look either direction, and they're supposed to because it's a school zone. You especially have to look around in that kind of zone. But
yeah,
we're coming out of this thing, and they're part or they're not parked, but they're stopped. And my sister and I were coming out on our bikes, and they start coming through. It's like, do you not see us? You were looking right at us. Are you just trying to run us over?
I know.
Oh, there have been so many like oh god, especially dude, it's so annoying when like I'm in my car and I'm driving down the street or whatever, and like it's a clear road, and I mean obviously you get these like businesses on the
In
sides of the roads or whatever,
in
and
your Marvel decorated car.
yeah. Oh jeez, I know I got Stark Industries sticker on my left side of my back door. But that was from a friend, but yeah, no, my so I'm like I could be on the road and there's like a restaurant on the right and whatever, and I'm just driving and there's nobody there, and then right as I am about to come up to there, here comes a car right out of that restaurant and just cuts me off like right when they're seriously, like I have to slam on my brakes so I don't slam into them because they
Yeah,
decide like last second, okay, he's like right there, but I don't care, I'm gonna go anyway. It's like, dude, you could have caused an accident.
yeah.
Ah, so annoying.
Mm,
Like when and like when I was a pedestrian only, and I was on my bike or whatever. You know those intersections like on the corners where like you have the stop and go thing for the people, and then you have the actual traffic lights.
yeah,
Like the walkway, those dude, as a former pedestrian, when cars are stopped at a stoplight and their car is on the walkway when it's time for the pedestrian to walk, that is so annoying. I have been tempted so many times. I haven't done it, but I've been tempted to just walk on top of their hood and just keep going.
mm,
Like, don't, guys, if you ever drive, don't park your car or stop your car, whatever the hell, at a red light on the pedestrian walk line. I never do that because I know what that shit's like. It's annoying. I've seen videos where people have walked on top of other people's cars that are in the walkway because that's just a, it's not courteous. It's disrespectful to the rest of the people around you.
Yeah.
Imagine yourself being in the pedestrian's shoes, and you got a jackass like yourself, covering up that area. So don't be like that. Be the change in this world that we need.
I mean, the worst thing right now is people on those electronic scooters that go very slowly, and they feel like they're like a car in a way, and so it's like they're in the middle of the road. Well, like not all of them are like that, but it just pisses me off. So it's like you have to skate behind them for a while, and it's like even if you beep at some of them, they just won't move to the side, like how they should. Like I mean, it's courteous. Like I mean, it's not against the law to do so, but it's a courteous thing to do.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been on the motorway, as you call it, and there's just like in the fast lane, there's these slow ass drivers that you just cannot get around, and that is so annoying. Like the speed limit here on this highway, whatever the hell, same thing as you. It, it like, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Believe it or not, learning drivers aren't actually allowed on the motorway, but my mom accidentally brought me onto one because like she thought that it would bring me onto a different road going to my granny's school, instead it led me onto a motorway. And you know what, it actually wasn't that bad, you know? It wasn't as... Because I've never driven so fast before, you know? So...
Oh yeah, I mean like the speed limit over here for the highway is like 65 miles per hour, and
Over
there
here it's 120.
shit. I mean,
120, I'm not shitting with you.
I've reached that before.
My according to my dad in Germany, you could go at whatever fucking speed you
Oh
want.
yeah, because they got the autobahn. I
Anyway,
mean, there have been people that have raced there.
my despite my mom's car being a manual, there are some automatic features to it.
Hmm.
Like for example, you know how there's like a handbrake on a manual car?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So instead of there being a handbrake, there is an auto parking button. So basically, you when you go to neutral, you hold the clutch in, and then press the brake, and then that's it. The car is like stops there by itself. You don't have to like, you do the usual parking thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
And it also has cruise control, if you know what that
Yeah,
is.
oh yeah, my car has it.
Yeah, that makes driving on the motorway
It,
more relaxing.
yeah. Because then you don't have to worry about going too slow or too fast or whatever the hell.
Mm.
Yeah, man, like, but don't be a slow ass driver in the highway, guys. Just don't, because you'll annoy the shit out of the people behind you that are trying to get somewhere.
Mm.
Like if it's a 65, don't be going 30. Like it's simple, man. 30 is meant for the normal roads, but even that's below the speed limit over here. And the normal roads are like 45 miles per hour, and school zones are 10 below that. And uh, there are some areas where it is like in a very tight, or I should say narrow, how do you call that? Like driveway, I guess,
Wait,
between
what's it called?
neighborhoods or whatever the hell.
Like the draw, like a path
Yeah,
into the
like here is how our
yeah, driveway,
communities.
driveway, yeah.
Yeah, well, because like here in we have communities, and there's this main road that is named after the community itself, and it branches off into these different neighborhoods.
Right.
But yeah, no, like being in there is it's like 25 miles per hour. You gotta go real slow because like there could be people coming out of the neighborhoods, and
Mm.
you don't want to like speed through, and they don't see you at first glance, but then if you're really quick and look right and then look left and then you're there and they've already pulled out, that's an accident right there.
Yeah.
You don't want to go Sonic the Hedgehog fast in an area like that.
Yeah. I'm sure I told you this before, but if you learn to drive manual, you're covered for manual and automatic. If you only drive manual, then you can only drive. Wait, sorry, no. If you learn to drive on automatic, you can only drive automatic because they both have a different transmission or like they have a different control system. Uh,
Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind learning how to drive a manual, but like when I was a lot younger, I guess it just didn't make sense to me because I wasn't like that in tune with learning that shit yet. So, I mean, maybe if I gave it a shot now, I could probably do it, but yeah. Just for my little mind back then, that was a lot.
over here, there's like different categories you learn to drive. So, like category A is motorbikes. And then category B is cars. If you do category B, you can drive not only a car but also a van because they're kind of the same in terms of driving. But the only thing is that when you're driving a van, there's no like rear mirror like back mirror. So like you have to
Right.
really be careful how you drive.
Yeah. Oh, and
Uh,
Walt is in the chat.
uh,
He says, "What is happening, Sir Red Ranger and Sir Hagrid Harry?
yes, of course he is.
How's the big NY since he went to
I imagine listening to him say it in a New York accent.
I can't even replicate that. Oh, okay? Speaking of which, I don't know how the hell this segues, but yesterday I found out like because my grandfather before he passed on, he did a DNA test where you find out your ancestors and your whole past, whatever. My grandma did one, and
Oh,
apparently I have a shit ton of Scottish in me. Like
okay.
I'm part Cherokee Indian, part German, part Irish, and a shit ton of Scottish.
Uh,
I didn't realize how much Scottish I had. Shit.
are they accurate though? Like, are they actually what they are?
Oh yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah.
like, fair enough.
I gotta get my dad to do one because I mean, clear like with my mom's parents doing it, we clearly know their background. But I kind of want my dad to do one.
Hmm.
I think that's where I get my Cherokee Indian from. But anything else, I don't know. I'm actually really curious now. Oh man, I forgot how you do it. Like there's a subscription or some shit or whatever, or something you have to pay, and then like send. I would imagine you have to send something in, like a saliva sample or some shit. I don't know, just something that has your DNA in it. What's up,
Oh,
Zayden?
like,
So, but yeah, no, really quick before I go on to the next thing, Harry, I wish you the absolute best in your driver's test tomorrow, man.
oh yeah, no, my dad's not passing the first time, yet he has developed so many bad habits. And he got so many license, he got so many points in his license. It's unreal.
Jeez.
But actually, that's one more thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I have no problem taking like I wouldn't say flack, but like a bit of like a bit of grief from like the instructor for doing something dangerous or like doing something I shouldn't do. Well,
Well, hey, at least your
take
instructor won't be on their phone the entire time.
well like it's no argument that the instructor knows what he's doing. Like he's well trained to like actually know what to do.
Right.
Well, like when you take it from your parents who have clearly developed bad habits like speeding or not even looking or not indicating, like that not indicating, like, if I'm pedestrian, pisses me right the hell off.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm trying to cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I prefer to take it from the instructor, no one else.
like, dude, I mean, I had a friend actually, or I no, I have a friend. I'm not gonna go into depth with that one yet because Anyways, um, yeah, nothing is official yet. um, but
History.
it.
Go on, forget.
Yeah, it's in the making. But I'll just. No, I shouldn't even say that because that's just wishful thinking. Anyways, we were in the car coming back from this huge ass mall that has an aquarium. It's got Legoland, which I know you would love. Um,
Mm.
it's
Mm.
it got a movie theater in there. It's got the Harkins movie theater, and then it's got as the mall is, a shit ton of chain stores and whatever, and a lot of pretzel stands. But yeah, we were coming back from that, and we were talking about driver's tests actually, and apparently
What?
like they like because they I guess um got their driver's license. I think they got it in Illinois. Yeah, because I mean, I told them about my story and how bogus it was, and and they're like, "What? Everything you didn't do, I did." So they did the parallel parking, they did the whole highway driving. They did literally everything, and they had a strict driving instructor because I forgot what it was, but they had failed them on something super stupid. It was
Which was
I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I know that they said that it was something, and I just went like, "What? That's so dumb." Like it was the littlest thing. I don't know why I can't remember it, but it was the littlest thing, and it was so stupid. But I
I
told her.
mean,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry. Indicating and not using mirrors is not a small thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I use my mirrors all the time. Even now, like just regular driving, I still use my mirrors. I mean, because if you don't, you're gonna cause a wreck. I mean, because if you're merging over into somebody, that's gonna be an issue. Uh, but yeah, man, no. Oh, and you know what? Actually, before I go on to the next thing, car wash. I want to discuss that really fast. I went to a car wash somewhat recently. They did a shit job. Like the machine, like I paid for a standard wash because that's all I really needed, and I go through the machine, and which was very very quick, but it like I could see out my front my windshield just fine, but I get home, I pull into my garage, and I look at the thing, and I'm like, there are water spots everywhere. There is a bunch of fucking residue everywhere. Still dirt on here. So I went into the house, got some cleaning supplies, and I scrubbed this shit off myself.
Lesson learned. Go for the second best or go for the premium option.
You're right. It's like shit, man. I paid like $10 for that damn thing, thinking, okay, I just need a standard wash. Nah, apparently my mirrors were all screwed up too, and whatever. So like, son of a bitch.
Go for the second one. Maybe that might do.
Yeah, I had to get glass cleaner and all kinds of shit just to do it the final touch. Ah, man, it shouldn't have to be that hard to get a car wash.
Well, it's not hard. It's just a bad one.
Very poor. And see, dude, if I trusted people, I would have just let the people do it instead of the machine. But I don't trust the world. Never do. But actually, hold on. I just remember this. When I was going through that car wash, I was like just about to enter the thing, and there's a guy like before you pull around to it. There's a guy that takes your billing or whatever. Like they take your card or whatever money you got, and they pay for the car wash for you, and then they give you your card back, and then you pull around to the person that like spray like they prepare your car or whatever by spraying it down with water first, just so the suds can actually grab onto something. Um, but the my window's down. The guy's got the sprayer in his left hand, and he goes to hand me the this. It was like a, those hanging car fresheners.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know you have one.
yeah. There's one. He gave me one of those, and it was wrapped in plastic. It was a like a dashboard cloth or whatever to clean it off with. He gave me both of those, but after he handed it to me, he also stuck the freaking nozzle, like the water nozzle, in my window. I'm just looking at the thing. I'm like, you better not fucking spray that shit in my car. I yeah, I think he realized what he was doing because literally the thing was in my window.
Mm.
So he finally
Uh,
pulls it out, and I go in for my watch.
can you explain how like dealerships work? Like how you got your car? I know you pay for it monthly, but like
Yeah, yeah.
what's the like
Well,
how does it work? Because I'm
because
still looking through cars.
I did it through my credit company. They have an auto navigator, so I looked through that online. I found the one I could afford, and um they they reached out to the credit company reached out to the dealership, and the dealership contacted me about it, and then we scheduled a time to do things, and then once we went there, I had to pull up my pay stubs. They already had my credit line and my credit everything, because the credit company called them and they had my information with that already. So I didn't have
And
to.
Woken me with playing music while you were calling him.
Yes, fucking Walt. Oh, I wanted to wring his neck, but God, Walt does the worst shit at the worst time. But yeah, no, like, I mean, we just sat there. I just signed a shit ton of papers, and then I was sent off to this other office in the building to, like, as far as internal insurance goes, and then I had to call uh an insurance company for the car, set that all up, and like I could not drive off the lot if I didn't have the insurance. So I had to call the insurance people, get that all sorted away, which didn't take long at all. But
Yeah.
um, I mean, I had to have been there seriously for like a good shit, man, 3 maybe 4 hours, because like even though the car was already being set up and whatever, like in the time that we were there, the car was being washed, detailed, cleaned out, all that stuff, just make it fresh for you. And by the end of it, I mean, we went there early in the day and came out when the sun was just setting. So yeah, they just have you sign a bunch of shit really, and just have you pull up your pay stubs so they can get an idea of like how often you should be paying your shit.
Mm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's
Yeah,
just a
because
bunch
I'm
of
still
BS.
yeah, because I'm still looking through cars. And again, I'm looking more for. I could always try to look for a Ford or not just a Volkswagen. Like surely there's a beginner's car in every brand. Surely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Audi. I wouldn't think so because no matter what model car look at for Audi, they always like even model types by year. They still a bit off.
Ah shit, man. Vehicles, man. They a lot to them, but not.
Well, they revolutionized your life.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm glad that these companies are actually like um oh god, who it was. I want to say Dodge. I think that's a company. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off that are car enthusiasts. But yeah, no. I guess there's the Challenger and something else. I can't remember, but they are discontinuing their gas cars and going electric.
Uh,
Yeah, so
I
we are full on
I
going electric now.
I don't really think that's a good idea, quite frankly. But if they want to do it, do it. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's better for the environment, really, because I mean, think about it, like all the pollution that we're putting into the air with our exhaust. You know.
Yeah, but how many power stations are there in like every car park and shit where you can charge it?
Well, okay, but also think like when the horse and buggy was a thing and the cars didn't even exist yet, like there were no gas stations, so like they had to populate that shit.
I know there's one house in my neighborhood who has an electric car because they have like a charging station for their car.
Like, I mean, if these cars aren't easily hackable, I might think about getting one after I pay off my one car.
There was there was a guy when my mom brought me out for a practice drive. There was a guy in a Tesla and he was driving so poorly. I was thinking, huh, is that the AI make driving a car, or is he just so bad driving himself? Like you always wonder how the fuck these people manage to get a license from like what
Oh,
they're doing.
dude, it, if you're meeting those people, you still have no idea how bad drivers are, and until you come out here, it is awful.
Mm. Like I would not trust a robot to drive a car for me.
Yeah, no,
Even though I've seen, even though I have seen videos of how they do it safely enough. Hmm. One day, Ryan, one day they
I know, like
will.
because I mean, already smart cars or like the gas cars that have computers in them. I mean, we have a car that's just like that, and it messes up all the damn time. So that's why I'm hesitant, but I appreciate uh I appreciate the mission for like the stop polluting the air kind of thing like that. I like that idea, but I want to make sure this thing is not going to short out on me when I'm driving it.
Yeah, yeah. The public transport over here is all done by electricity, no emission whatsoever, or and even the post trucks, like that go around giving post.
Yeah, yeah.
So so far, they're the only form of transport that don't use petrol whatsoever.
Ugh. Electric cars are going to run the world. I'm happy
I've,
about it, but I'm also very skeptical.
mm. I mean, really, if it has like tech in it, like in the phone, then yeah, I'm sure it's hackable.
Man.
Like it could have electricity only by itself, and you probably couldn't hack it. Like if there's a computer in a car, then oh yeah, it'll be hackable, right?
Yeah. Ugh.
But it's clear as daylight that Tesla has a computer in it.
Yeah, I like Tesla. Shit, man. Well, I want to touch on something because, like, I mean, I know I made a video about this already, but mental health is nothing to fuck with. It really, it's not.
No, it's not.
I mean, you, Harry,
Or make fun of.
right? Yeah, you know what it's like. You went through something.
Like,
I won't bring it up out of respect, um, but I mean, I made a video about this not long ago, like maybe a couple days ago, where I talked about how the story I'm telling is like it's been pretty much killing me from the inside out. Like, I
yeah,
mean, I've noticed like when I was really happy about the story. I was all in it. I was getting excited about it. I've been in phone calls with friends, just hyped up about everything because I had this plan and I knew it would work because it was simple enough, yet also fucking cool. But I've also noticed with the amount of stress I've been putting on myself, like I'm having gray hairs now pop up in my hair. And I'm like, it's scaring me a little because I'm 21. I shouldn't be having that shit yet. Um, but I mean, you know, like I still think about the story, just not nearly as much as I did because like that's not healthy for me because of what it's been putting me through. I mean,
yeah.
I like the story. I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't have done it. Uh, just plain and simple. But I mean, like I would, and I kind of I felt bad. Like anytime I would contact Harry, Nick, Isaiah, or literally anybody that's involved in this damn thing, I would always like I would be hesitant to text them about anything going on with the story because I felt like that's all I ever talked about. So I'm like, nah, I'll let this one slide for a bit because and
Mm.
there would be times where I would go to talk about it. And I'm like, no, I'll talk about something else instead, and then maybe slowly lead up to it or something. Because like I didn't want to be known just for that. Like how back then I was pretty much known for gaming videos and Minecraft videos. I wanted so bad as General Diamond to do other things on the channel. And like I wanted to be known as a variety channel because I wanted General Diamond for me was like a transitional area, like trying to figure out what the hell I work with well enough. And
Right.
then I started feeling more like once I did the hunting series, which was poorly done.
Mm.
But I mean, then again, it was also our first thing that Isaiah and I did, and Xander as well, his brother. Um, but it was after that I fell in love with the whole live action filming storytelling thing. Like, it was super fun because you could be so creative with that shit, and
Yeah.
that's where I ultimately sparked my passion for that kind of thing because I loved doing it so much. It was so fun,
Yeah.
and so I carried on from there. We did a multitude of other series after that. We did schizophrenia with my one of my favorite characters, Axel. We did oh god, what else we did? We did it was a two-parter thing with Diamond Man. It's called The Unidentified Hero. That was
Time to
supposed
fly.
fuck off. Uh, but yeah, and then after that, we did one of my favorite series at the time. It still stands as one of my favorites. It's the Psychopath series because that one went on for what 10 episodes I think it was. That shit was like That's one of my absolute favorites. Uh, that we did in that time because
Mm.
it went on longer. The story made sense and it ended perfectly. The original end, like how it ended, it was just Eric. He just ran away after because he knew that he had already fucked up. And originally, I was gonna have him kill himself.
Mm.
Yeah, but then I thought about it. And I'm like, that's probably not the best thing to go with because like, what if people actually watch this shit and take the killing yourself as like a solution? So I didn't want to do that afterwards. Yeah, I wanted to tell a very dark story, and I thought about it for a little while. I'm like, I shouldn't have this dude kill himself. Maybe just run away because that's the safest option I can do. So I had him do that instead, and later on, now in the Devil's Execution episode 4, well, I'm not going to spoil that, but you know, we do see him again. So I think that played out really well.
Right.
And then this this series was kind of mixed with everything really. The Raging series with Raging Kid, I mean, not much of a character really. I mean, he is, but it's so stupid because
Yeah.
he was born from my teenage rage with video games. There's no
Mm.
plot with him. He's just full on anger. um
Mm.
And then after that, I started doing a lot more shit. I did Escape the Evil. That was 10 episodes that introduced Korean and the rest of the other characters, and the other side two, all that other shit that there's too many things to mention. But I mean, lately you can definitely tell where I start kind of like dropping off as like with my
Yeah.
mentality
Yeah.
because like you can definitely tell I was having fun in the beginning of the story, and then by the time we reached like the Devil's Execution, like the Korean Returns episode 1, the Devil's Execution, I was sparked again, like because I went back and I watched The Devil's Plan, and then I watched The Clone's Beginning of Time. I rewatched that shit because I at the time I thought that was like the best series I did at the time. And then after watching all of that, I then went and I'm like, I kind of want to bring this series back. like, um, so I did that, and I'm like, but I want to make this better than anything I'd ever done. So I
Mm.
brought the cinematic shit into it. I brought the camera filtering, the cinematic music. I brought in like sound effects for when he's like walking or whatever. And like seriously, the Devil's Execution and our actual lives. That one I am really fucking proud of. Not just because it has all the cool effects and whatever, but also because I'm doing it with people that are not in my region. Like I'm doing it with Harry, he's in Ireland. I'm doing it with Nick, he's in Florida. You know, the fact that we were able to pull off 7 episodes that currently is up right now.
Yes,
We're yeah, we're currently in the middle of filming an 8th episode, but like because shit happens in life, and congrats to Harry on his new job, but like that also I took that into consideration. I'm like, okay, well, this dude has a job now, like it's something that I don't even know how the hell he's going to be scheduled or whatever. So like I'm just racking my brain over here, and I think that's what really set me was like, okay, that's what kind of crashed the party. Like, okay, not in a selfish sense, just like a realization, an awakening kind of thing. Was like, okay, these guys have lives going on now. I don't, and like everything has changed, so I don't know if this shit's gonna be possible anymore. So that's kind of what made me kind of doubt things for a little bit, and then that's where I started feeling trapped in my own
yeah,
shit, because I started feeling like, okay, this story is going great, but like everything is changing. Everything that I need is going away, and now I don't know what the hell to do anymore. So like, and then that's when I started wanting to just freely make whatever content, but I'm like, I can't because I have everything already written out in this very certain way, which took me a good month to write everything out. And I don't know, that it started taking a toll on my mental health. And
right.
that's where I'm like, okay, I gotta slow down. I gotta think about what the hell I'm doing here. Like, yeah, the projects are fun, but with everything changing and uncertain scheduling or whatever, and not everything is gonna work as we want it to. That's what really started getting to me, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a selfish dude and just put this project first, because everybody has lives and I don't want to take that away from them. So because I mean, this whole thing is voluntary. It's literally just, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, okay, cool, let's do it. There is no money involved. It's a passion project. That it's just, if you're interested in doing it, let's do it. And if not, then whatever. It's fine. Um, but I, yeah, I don't know. It's just I like it, but it's so stressful. But
Military go to bed.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, I mean, and then I made that video, and actually, that's kind of the reason why I made the very podcast, was so I can be open and just do shit
uh,
how I want it to be.
yeah. Well,
So, with all that being said, I think I'm probably gonna end this here. If you guys would like to,
yeah.
I put in the chat both the
Uh,
link to the channel and the link to the server, the Discord server. If you're interested in joining that, go right ahead, and yeah, we'll see you next
yeah,
Monday.
yeah. I have to anyway because I'm being close to bed now.
Right? Yeah, I just saw that. So thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Turn on all notifications, and see you next week.